I woke up to the sound of my neighbor laughing in the hallway, though I knew he'd been dead for 3 days. For a moment I lay still and let the noise be what my tired brain wanted it to be. A drunk, a late friend, someone careless with a laugh. The room smelled of old laundry and the faint grease from the downstairs takeout. A sliver of streetlight cut across the ceiling. My heart hit a hard, stuttering beat and then slowed, as if trying to trick me into calm. I told myself it was nothing, closed my eyes, and tried to fall back into sleep. The laugh came again, and there was no denying it this time. High, thin, and exactly the way he'd always laughed, a little nasal, with a wheeze at the end that made the sound feel like it scraped along the pipes. It reached me through the paper-thin wall with a clarity that made my blood go cold. Memories slid into place, him hauling bags from the car, talking too loud on the phone, leaving cigarette butts in the stairwell. And then the flat, ridiculous fact that his funeral ribbon had been on my neighbor's door 3 days ago. The laugh wasn't possible, and because it wasn't possible, it felt like a breach. I lay there and listened. The building around me held its breath. Outside, a dog barked once, distant and ordinary. The laugh trailed off and gave space to another sound, a dragging, like a heavy cart being hauled across linoleum. It started far down the corridor and came closer, slow and methodical. Scrape, scrape, scrape. The tiny hairs at the back of my neck rose. I pulled the blanket up to my chin like a child, the fabric doing nothing to the cold that had slid into my bones. The noise stopped at the door. For a while nothing moved, only the distant hum of a refrigerator and the faint rattle of a passing bus. I listened to every minute detail as if sound could tell me what the eye couldn't. My mind supplied rational possibilities. A maintenance man, someone moving furniture, a prank. Each plausible answer was a speck of daylight in a room that wanted to be dark. My phone buzzed on the nightstand. The light frosted the drywall when I squinted at it. I almost didn't touch it. Picking it up felt like unlocking something sealed. The sender's name filled the screen. His name. The neighbor. The one who'd been carried out in a box 3 days ago. I hadn't even told anyone that he had been sick. News had spread in small, disbelieving circles in the building. My thumb trembled as I opened the message. Let me in. The typed letters were ordinary enough. No punctuation beyond the single period, no sick joke emoji, nothing to suggest interference. The letters existed in my phone as if someone had typed them with the same clumsy fingers that used to borrow sugar. I didn't know whether to be frightened of the message or terrified of its normalness. The floor felt suddenly like an open mouth. I dropped the phone. It hit the carpet and skidded to a stop. My breath came shallow and rapid. I moved to the window because motion felt like resistance to the panic swelling inside me. Through the blinds, the parking lot looked small and dim, a rectangle of cracked asphalt and a single sputtering street lamp. For a moment I saw nothing unusual. A couple of parked cars, an overturned shopping cart, the shadow of a telephone pole. Then, under that yellowed light, something hunched. It wasn't a man standing. It was a slouch, a shape that looked wrong for human joints. Arms that seemed too long for the body, elbows bent at odd angles. It lifted its head and tilted it toward the building with a curious, deliberate motion.
Alive with noise and color. Streets buzzed with people rushing, laughing, carrying shopping bags, and stopping at food stalls. A group of friends walked together, their voices rising over the crowd, teasing each other and laughing loud enough to turn heads. At the park, they collapsed onto the grass, passing around sodas and chips. One of them pulled out a phone, showing a funny video. Laughter exploded again, so loud that a jogger passing by grinned without even knowing the joke.